This is one boundary that you can set to banish burnout. Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Song, America's work-life balance coach and best-selling author. So this is the mistake I see overworked professional women make first and foremost when it comes to burnout. And really what they're doing is that they are expecting but that when they are in a case of burnout, that they need to have a full spa day and then they'll recover. I'm not saying spa days are bad. Actually, I love taking a spa day, fully intend on taking one soon myself. And it's not an answer for burnout itself. It's not going to be the one thing that is going to move you out of burnout. And in fact, if you really want to banish burnout permanently, it has to be something that you're doing consistently and regularly. So if you're someone who is experiencing some level of burnout, pop in burnout below. Just let me know that this is speaking to you because it's important for everybody to understand and also to acknowledge and understand that so many people are burned out. And we get burned out in lots of different ways. A lot of people are really still experiencing this post-COVID, going back to work. I'm looking at the holidays right now, and we're really in full on holidays, like with no breaks, no space like we even had the last couple of years. This year, it's been full on for everybody. And the experience for everyone is actually that ramp up hasn't been soft or easy. There's been no incremental. It just kind of bam, like went full on. And so I've been seeing that burnout experience for everyone because it's like not only work is probably more intense than it was pre-COVID. Then on top of it, you're now adding in, full back on activity with family members and friends and socializing. And it can be pretty intense for folks. It can be really challenging to say, how do I actually find balance in all of this? And then burnout starts to happen because you're not getting enough sleep and you're not really taking care of yourself well enough. So this is the number one thing to really start to do and to look for yourself to get burnout out of the way. And really it's for you is to start to let go and stop doing things because you care about what everybody else thinks about what you're doing. So how do you start to do that? Like really what you're burnt out is because you're worrying and spending so much time worrying about what other people are thinking about the choices you're making. And now you're making multiple choices at this time. So how do you start to do this and it's actually first acknowledging and noticing when you're starting to make decisions based on what other people think versus what actually works for you. Social events are actually really a great example of this, that we tend to say yes to all these social activities rather than taking a pause, like actually sitting down once a week and looking at your calendar and seeing if these are things that work for you and work for the time and the mindset that you need to be in versus what everybody else is asking of you. So that's like the first step for you to look at. But also for you to look at otherwise, like the things that are making you worry about what other people are thinking about you. And one of the biggest culprits for all of us is our cell phones, right? In your cell phone, like you're worrying about what other people think, you're thinking you need to post on social media or share everything that's going on in your life. And it can be this really, really unhealthy feedback loop around what other people think, you doing things to people please, and all of these things. And I promise you, people pleasing is going to burn you out faster than anything. So one of the first boundaries to actually really set for yourself is a boundary with what other people think. And one actual practical way to do it is to start to set some limits for yourself around what you're doing with your phone. First thing in the morning is a really important time to start to set a boundary with yourself around your phone, to actually say the phone is not first. I'm first. And to really start to say 10 minutes, 15 minutes per day, I'm not looking at my phone first thing. I'm actually going to do something for myself first thing. But another way to do it is also to set a limit on your phone in the evening. Whether it's 30 minutes before bed, you stop looking at your phone. One of my favorite rules is no phone in the bed. Like if you're physically in bed, you cannot have that phone in there with you and you have it plugged in somewhere else. But that's one simple way to start to do that. And then some of you might be wondering, well, how do I start to set that boundary with work? How do I start to set a simple boundary around worrying about what everybody else thinks and what they need from me during work? And one easy way to start to do this for work is to start to set aside like 1 hour per day or a chunk of your work day where you're not answering emails and you're not responding to what other people need to do, and you're actually just working on projects that are important to you. So how can you start to set a boundary within your actual calendar for yourself? And if an hour is too much, 30 minutes, whatever it looks like, and that is time for you to focus on projects that are important to you, things that you know you need to get done, and not be taking meetings and not really listening to what everybody else needs. And these are practices for all of us to do every single day. And the more you can actually build in these kinds of practices, whether it's chunks of time for yourself or taking really good solid breaks off of your phone every single day, those are the kinds of things that are actually going to chip away at feeling burned out with work. I know for myself that whenever, if I have a goal of being done every day at 4 p.m. with work, and I usually do it, but when I get really busy, sometimes it goes until 5. And I know if I'm doing that 3, 4 days a week, that's when I actually start to feel really burned out. So I have to move that time frame back. I have to adjust my expectations for myself and really start to find a way to get time back for myself, or more restoration. Like if I'm working till 5 and I'm working really intensely, I need real restoration on the weekend, breaks from the phone, lots of movement, time with things that make me really happy, and disconnect from the devices that are actually leading to me feeling overextended. So the key boundary for you here is to really start to set a boundary with what other people think about the choices you're making, and then doing something really proactively, especially around your phone and all this incoming information, so that you can truly banish burnout and feel ease and space and feel really connected and excited about what you're doing in your life every single day. All right, so if this resonates with you, hit like, hit subscribe. Thank you so much for popping in, and I will see you again soon.